Ho ho, hello there. My name's Mouldie, and today I have finished making my Transformers Generation 1 Lego minifigures. So let's take a look. Now, before I get into the close-up of the actual minifigures, you've probably got a few questions, and if they do go unanswered, please let me know down in the comments. But first off, you're probably wondering, why Generation 1? Well, this video has been inspired by so many of you in the comments and in the chats of my live streams asking for Transformers Lego content, and there are so many really good alternate builds and different mocks out there, especially on this platform, YouTube. So definitely after this video, just search Transformers and you'll see some of the awesome creations. But I've chosen their Generation 1 look because Transformers 1, I don't know if there is some wordplay in the title there, being the first generation. I know it goes before any of the movies and isn't exactly in the same timeline, but I think their Generation 1 look, their first costumes, if you can call them that, look so clean and definitely would be what Lego would pick compared to the over detailed movie-like appearances. So hopefully that clears it up, but I've made you wait long enough. Let's take a look at Optimus Prime. I genuinely think I couldn't have done this video without Optimus Prime here, well, at least not without getting a ton of comments from all of you asking where he is and if he's safe, if he's all right. But I'm very happy with how this minifigure has come. I've actually put a layer of clear coat on the, or over the paint on the legs and arms to give it a little shine like a Lego minifigure. But of course, I have painted on these dual molded, I guess they're dual painted for the purpose of the video, light bluish grey and blue, which has come across as a dark bluish grey, and I think I'm okay with that. But this time I've actually painted in the holes of the legs here, and that's going to make it very hard to put this minifigure on the display later on, but we'll worry about that later. First off, you'll notice the decals are only on the head and the torso, and if you missed last week's video, that's right, we are using water slide decals now rather than those old early 2000s paper Lego like stickers, and it really does show with this minifigure. The detail we can get on the torso, of course, this is meant to look like the front of the truck, and I have added some silhouette to the side to get the shape of Optimus as well. So perhaps we'll upgrade a few things. Last week we made the change from stickers to decals, and this week we're adopting some of those Lego features, like we've got the shape of the torso here, and we've also got, if I can get a close-up on the face, the same shadows that you'll see on certain Lego minifigures, because I tried this, well, we'll get into the next minifigure and I'll be able to show it off a bit better, but this was just the best look I could get for at least Optimus Prime here. No decals on the legs or the back because Generation 1 is so simple. Lego really wouldn't be putting any detail there, and this is what I want to characterize in my customs here, how Lego would make these minifigures if they were to get the Transformers license, which I would love to get some Speed Champions. I'll be completely honest with you. Speed Champions, Transformers, they were almost made to be. So hopefully with enough rants on Twitter and enough comments on this video, we might convince Lego, but it's going to be a while before I think we see anything like that. And the comment that actually asked for these minifigures that made me jot down this video as a really fun idea actually asked for Optimus Prime and Megatron. But you can't have Optimus Prime without Bumblebee. When I showed off Optimus Prime, I said about the face. So let's start with the face, and you can see again, we've got that nice shading with the black outlines, because I did try this before. In fact, all these minifigures have double-sided faces, but you can barely see the dark grey lines. Now, in part, that is because of the paint I was using. I mean, you can see the light bluish grey mix compared to the dark bluish grey. It's definitely not black. You can tell the difference between that and black. If we get Optimus Prime back, you can see the difference between, actually the camera really doesn't make out the difference whatsoever, but you got to trust me, there's a difference, but these are definitely a little too dark. I did update the light bluish grey for the head, and I think I got close to the Lego color. You can see the decals got the Lego light bluish grey, and my paint is on top. So we are getting there, but again, this face is definitely better than the alternative. If you are a member, higher tier, brick tier, £3 a month. First off, thank you so much for your support. No matter whether you're brick tier or stud tier, I appreciate all the help I get to funding these videos. But also, the decals for both the shaded faces and the unshaded faces will be available, rather than you trying to get rid of all of the different shading on the face, just in case you do prefer the simplistic. I guess they're a bit less detailed and definitely more of a realistic Transformer face. And perhaps if you did a bit of work with the color, or perhaps if you just stuck it down on a decal with a white back, it might come through a little more than the paint blurring it. But I think this turned out really, really cool. We've got dual molded arms and dual molded legs as well. I'm not sure if they make dual molded legs in this midi size. I know short legs are tri-molded and the longer legs are dual molded. No tri-molded long legs. Yeah, I don't even think we've got dual molded extra long like the Jack legs and the Woody legs from over in Toy Story. But we do have dual painted arms. They're not dual molded. They are molded white and then painted two colors over the top. But the torso for Bumblebee is the easiest of the video. I can guarantee you that. It annoys me that I've got a scratch on the torso, which really does show up. Perhaps I can try and paint over, but I know my yellow isn't exactly the same as Lego's. It's not far off, mind you. I'm getting pretty close with these color matches. However, it's just got the Autobots logo and a windshield and then a little bumper at the front. And this is, again, from Generation 1. I wanted to keep it as accurate to it and as accurate to the Lego style, because Lego aren't going to be including all of the bolts. We will see a few bolts on the next minifigure, but we'll get to him in just a second. Like I said, the comment also asked for Megatron. So let's take a look at our third and final minifigure. All right, before we go any further, I have to apologize. When we were looking at Bumblebee, I referred to Megatron as him. I'm not quite sure if the Transformers do have genders. They are robots, so I take that back. We're taking a look at them because, again, Megatron is not necessarily a him. I don't know if they use hims and hers in Transformer language. I'm not even sure if there is a language with the Transformers, or do they all speak English? Definitely let me know in the comments if you do know. But again, we'll take a look at the legs first, because we've got that light and dark bluish grey triple mold, which we have seen it on the short legs. As I mentioned earlier, it would be nice to see some sort of triple mold here just to get the boots a different colour. But Lego would definitely just print on the side if this was a necessity. Now, the torso is light bluish grey on the front, and some version of, well, this actually looks more like dark bluish grey. We'll call it mid bluish grey. It's a mix of light and dark. But on the sides, you'll notice that we've got some red on the torso. This matches the character design on the side. And rather than just print it in the silhouette sides, I wanted to keep Megatron looking like Optimus Prime, as these were the two larger Transformers. First off, the faces look really, really cool, especially Megatron. I really like what I was able to do with the eyebrow. We'll give you a close-up of that in just a second. But rather than trying to get some red on the front of the torso, because I was painting this and not trying to, print a grey torso on a red molded torso, which I'm sure would be a nightmare for Lego, I was able to paint the sides red, and I think that adds so much to this character. I spoke in my recent live stream about the new Ahsoka Eater and the Anakin minifigure being perfect for a similar reason to do with the side of the torso. So I won't bring it up again, but then we've got grey on the front and back of the torso, and I think with the red on the sides, it just makes it look so well. Now, the helmets, you'll notice, have all been, or the headgear, have all been relating to Marvel minifigures, and I think Marvel have really smashed this. So Megatron uses Magneto's helmet. Let me give you a close-up of the face that I promised. You can see, again, you do get the decal with and without the shading if you become a member. I really like how it fits perfectly with the Magneto headpiece. Anyway, we've got Megatron here who uses Magneto's helmet, which maybe the front bits could be folded off, but I am trying to use official Lego elements here, even if we are 3D printing the bricks ourselves. It just saves having to sand these down for decaling and painting over the official Lego elements, because some pieces, like the triple molded legs and some of these dual molded arms, just don't exist yet in the Lego palette. But we've got Magneto's helmet here, which I believe, I do have these written down, but I'm not sure how accurate they are. I believe this is element 10305 if you did want to find this for yourself. And then we'll bring in Bumblebee. We looked at them last. We've got Black Panther's ears, which again I believe is element 25264. There'll be any corrections on screen if I do get any of these wrong. And then Optimus Prime, I'm not sure if you can guess what headpiece. It looks like it was made for him. It's not custom. It belongs to Thor, and it is 30982. They are the element IDs if you did want to pick them up off Bricklink, Lego, Brickout, or any other site. And usually this is where I place them on their Transformers stand, but as I have painted in the legs, this is going to be really hard to do, and I'm not quite sure I want to take the risk cracking these minifigures, so I'll probably just display them behind it like this. If you did enjoy today's video, I would much appreciate a like, as well as check out this playlist on the bottom of your screen for other minifigures that I've made in this series. We're not stopping anytime soon. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and as always, may the bricks be with you.